Imagine this. Long before Donald Trump entered politics, a 16th century French astrologer named Nostradamus wrote mysterious verses that some say mirror today's political drama in the U.S. Known for his cryptic quatrains, Nostradamus's writings have been interpreted as predicting events like world wars and the rise of powerful leaders. But what if one of his most surprising predictions was actually about Donald Trump, not only as a former president but as a possible winner of the 2024 election? While many dismiss Nostradamus's prophecies as too vague to be meaningful, others believe that hidden within his verses is a bold forecast of Trump's return to power. With the 2024 election drawing closer, some people are re-examining his writings, wondering whether the famed prophet might have predicted Trump's role in modern politics. Could these ancient words be more than just coincidence? Did Nostradamus foresee not only the controversy of Trump's first term, but also his potential comeback? In this video, we'll explore some of Nostradamus's most intriguing quatrains that might hint at Trump's re-emergence in 2024. Through these verses, we'll examine whether Nostradamus's prophecies could offer insight into the future of American politics. Prepare to dive into the mysterious language of a man who claimed to glimpse the future and consider if he truly foresaw the rise of Donald Trump. For centuries, people have been captivated by Nostradamus's prophecies, written in poetic, often cryptic language. Born in 1503 in France, he published Les Prophecies, a collection of verses that some believe accurately predicted major events like the rise of Napoleon, Hitler, world wars, and even the assassination of John F. Kennedy. Today, one of the hottest debates among his followers is whether Nostradamus could have foreseen Trump's political impact and possible return in 2024. Some enthusiasts interpret Nostradamus's language as references to powerful leaders, political unrest, and social change. Words like trumpet, great leader, or king of terror have sparked speculation, especially about Trump. One often cited quatrain is Century 1, Quatrain 40, where Nostradamus wrote, "The false trumpet concealing madness will cause Byzantium to change its laws." Some readers see the trumpet as a reference to Trump, pointing to the phonetic similarity. The idea of a false trumpet suggests a controversial figure who creates division or transformation. The line about concealing madness has been interpreted as a metaphor for controversial behavior that divides opinions, something Trump is known for. The mention of Byzantium might symbolize a powerful nation in turmoil, with changing laws representing shifts in the U.S. political or legal system, possibly linked to Trump's influence or lasting policy impacts. In another quatrain, Century 4, Quatrain 5, Nostradamus wrote, "The great leader will be struck by lightning from heaven, causing two heads to be shaken in fear. By land and sea, nations will be troubled, and the new ruler will bring peace but face opposition." Some interpret this as describing a leader who rises in a turbulent time, leaving both the country and its leaders shaken. The two heads could refer to a divided political scene, like the U.S. with its two major parties. To many, Trump represents a great leader who provokes strong, often divided reactions. The phrase, land and sea being troubled, might symbolize international and domestic unrest influenced by Trump's policies. The final line about the new ruler bringing peace but facing opposition could suggest that, if Trump were re-elected in 2024, he might bring reassurance to his supporters while still facing intense resistance from his critics. Centuries ago, Nostradamus wrote verses filled with cryptic phrases that people continue to interpret, believing they may reveal hints about world leaders and their returns to power after periods of absence. His references to a great leader rising during a time of crisis resonate with the idea of a leader making a significant comeback. Some scholars and enthusiasts think Nostradamus might have foreseen Donald Trump's potential re-election in 2024. They view Trump's political journey as an example of the type of leader Nostradamus described in several of his quatrains, a figure who returns to the spotlight amid national unrest. One verse, found in century 10, quatrain 72, reads, "In the year 1999 and 7 months, from the sky will come a great king of terror to bring back to life the great king of the Mongols. Before and after Mars reigns happily." Although this verse does not directly connect with the timeline of Trump's political career, some interpretations suggest that the Great King of Terror could represent a powerful, controversial figure who inspires both admiration and fear. Trump's leadership style, marked by strong rhetoric, bold actions, and the ability to captivate media attention, has certainly divided opinions in the U.S. and beyond. In this context, some see Trump as a fitting King of Terror, a figure with a dominating presence that's impossible to ignore. The line about bringing back to life the great king of the Mongols has also intrigued those studying Nostradamus's writings. Genghis Khan, the legendary Mongol leader, was known for his fierce and unyielding approach to leadership and expansion. To some, this line suggests the revival of a powerful, assertive leader returning to the political stage during a time of crisis. Trump's strong stance and America First philosophy resonate with the spirit of a determined and dominant leader, embodying qualities that recall the fierce reputation of the Mongols under Genghis Khan. Trump's possible return to power could symbolize a revival of assertive leadership with a focus on reshaping the nation's future and strengthening its position on the global stage. Additionally, Nostradamus's mention of Mars reigns happily adds an interesting layer to this interpretation. Mars, the Roman god of war, represents conflict, struggle, and might. If Trump were to be re-elected, this phrase might hint at the intensifying political struggles both within the U.S. and with other nations. The period leading up to the 2024 election could bring increased polarization, fierce debates, and possibly even international conflicts influenced by Trump's leadership style. The idea of Mars reigning happily suggests a period of dynamic but challenging change, marked by intense struggles that could lead to significant shifts in power. Nostradamus's words might also reflect the cyclical nature of history, where influential figures often experience rises and falls before returning during times of need. This concept aligns well with Trump's journey in politics. His surprising victory in 2016, departure from office in 2021, and now the potential for a comeback in 2024 all hint at a pattern of resurgence. In this way, Nostradamus's quatrain about the King of Terror and the revival of a powerful leader can be seen as a metaphor for Trump's renewed influence, suggesting a shift not only in his personal career, but in the nation's direction, one marked by conflict and division, but also the potential for revolutionary change. Another intriguing quatrain, Century 8, Quatrain 15, reads, "The fortress on the Thames will fall, the king will be imprisoned, blood will come from his mouth." Initially, this verse appears tied to British history, especially with the reference to the Thames, which flows through London. The image of a falling fortress and an imprisoned king could bring to mind historical events such as the English Civil War or the fall of British rulers. Yet many modern readers view these terms as metaphors for broader themes that could apply to any major power, including the U.S. They see the fortress as representing political stability, while the king could symbolize a leader or symbol of power in any nation facing turbulent times. The metaphorical language of Nostradamus's quatrains invites interpretations that go beyond the specifics of historical Britain, allowing readers to apply these ideas to current events in various nations. In the American context, this imagery could represent a dramatic shift in the political system, with established structures facing pressure and influential figures in positions of power facing challenges. In this light, the fall of the fortress and the struggles of the king may hint at a period of political turmoil and conflict, themes that align with recent and upcoming elections and the intense divisions that characterize the American political landscape. In the American context, Nostradamus's reference to a fortress might represent the United States itself, a powerful nation once stable and dominant, now grappling with internal divides and vulnerabilities. This interpretation hints at a country under pressure, potentially weakened by intense political divisions and the contentious nature of recent leadership. America has indeed experienced heightened polarization in recent years, with tensions running high between political factions. Institutions that once seemed steadfast, the government, media, judiciary, are now viewed with skepticism and mistrust by various parts of the population, suggesting a potential fracture within what was once a solid structure of national unity. The king in this quatrain has sparked much speculation, especially in modern contexts. In historical terms, a king is often a ruler with supreme authority, but in today's political analysis, it can symbolize a powerful leader, particularly one who has a major influence on the national or even global stage. Some readers see this king as a nod to Donald Trump, whose leadership style was marked by strong, often divisive rhetoric, and who has continued to impact American politics even after leaving office. Should Trump run for the presidency again in 2024, this mention of a king facing imprisonment could connect to his ongoing legal challenges. Trump has faced multiple investigations and court cases, and some interpret the possibility of imprisonment as a metaphor for the judicial scrutiny he may continue to face. Nostradamus' line, "Blood will come from his mouth," brings even more layers to the interpretation. This vivid phrase could suggest a leader whose words or actions lead to societal harm, deepening divisions, and perhaps inciting unrest. Trump's often controversial and confrontational language has certainly stirred strong reactions in the U.S., and his statements have frequently been tied to increasing tensions within the country. In this reading, blood might not signify literal harm, but rather the damage inflicted on the social fabric by a leader whose polarizing rhetoric leaves lasting scars on the nation. The metaphor of a falling fortress intensifies the picture. A fortress represents security, stability, and strength, and its fall suggests a collapse in order and safety. For the United States, this fall could symbolize the erosion of trust in national institutions, the breakdown of democratic norms, and the deepening of political hostility. If Trump were to reclaim the presidency in 2024, the resulting atmosphere might resemble this image of a falling fortress, where opposition, legal struggles, and societal discord make the political system feel fragile and strained under the weight of internal conflict. This metaphor extends beyond Trump himself and applies to the overall political landscape he represents. Should his return intensify existing divides, it could create an environment of unrest where it seems the nation's foundational structures are being put to the test. The surge in political extremism and the general decline in public trust could be seen as part of this wider collapse, where the balance that once held the nation steady now feels tenuous and easily disrupted. This quatrain ultimately highlights the chaos that can arise in a deeply polarized political system. Even powerful figures like Trump, who inspire strong loyalty among their followers, may encounter major obstacles if they attempt to regain control. The line about blood coming from his mouth may symbolize the repercussions of divisive leadership, where intense rhetoric and adversarial actions can lead to lasting, sometimes painful consequences for the nation as a whole. Looking at this prophecy, Century 8, Quatrain 15, might capture the essence of the political unrest currently brewing in the U.S. If applied to today's context, it speaks to a country struggling with internal divisions, ongoing legal disputes, and the rise of powerful figures who bring both conflict and change. As the 2024 election draws near, the U.S. could find itself at a point where these tensions come to a head, challenging the foundations of the American political order. For Trump, this quatrain may reflect not only his possible return, but also the immense societal ruptures that such a return could bring. Though Nostradamus' writings do not mention Trump directly, many find the verses applicable to him, linking his influence to these timeless themes of power and conflict. While interpretations vary, the mystic's words continue to captivate those who seek to find meaning in turbulent times. The appeal of Nostradamus lies in his cryptic language. His writings contain images and symbols that resonate through the ages, inviting readers to explore their relevance across time. Whether or not he truly predicted Trump's possible return in 2024, his verses provide a framework for thinking about the challenges of our era. If nothing else, the enduring fascination with Nostradamus shows our desire to find order and insight amid uncertainty, to look into his words and search for glimpses of what lies ahead. Ultimately, Nostradamus's prophecies about leaders, societal upheaval, and dramatic change reflect a broader view of history. His words can serve as a mirror to current events, resonating with our own times of political volatility and transformation. As we approach another pivotal election, the question of whether Nostradamus foresaw it all remains open. His quatrains, once viewed as relics of a mysterious past, now seem surprisingly relevant to today's political turbulence surrounding Trump's potential return to power. While some dismiss these interpretations as chance, others wonder if there's a deeper meaning. Could Nostradamus have predicted a future where leaders rise amid chaos, challenging the structures of society once more? As we move closer to 2024 and uncertainty grows, one thing remains clear. The mysteries of prophecy, politics, and power have never been more fascinating. Are we living through a cosmic alignment foreseen centuries ago, or simply responding to timeless human struggles? Only time will reveal the answer, but the past may have a more profound influence on our future than we realize.